What's up? Do a quick live this morning before I head that way to the shop. And that first hit in the morning right there. My new little gas station here. Every morning, same thing, every morning. The girl in there is like, you get the same thing every morning? Yes, I do. I get the same thing. If it ain't broke, we're not trying to fix it. So today's February the 1st, guys, and we just ended the month. So if you're a business owner, you should be looking at how did we do? That's the question on your mind yesterday and today. So if you're out there making money, you need to be looking at your P&Ls right at the end of the month. So I think a lot of new guys aren't really even know sort of what metrics to be looking for. Hey, dude, I saw your video this morning. It was just really early. I woke up at 3 a.m. and I saw your video. So yeah, I'm glad you got it. Woo! Daggum. RPC got like 3 Easy Maxes shipped to him. So they made it down there safe and sound. I appreciate it, brother. But that's what we look at the end of the month, and I think a lot of brand new guys, they're not even aware of sort of, there's a term in the business world. I hate these freaking acronyms because I think people just make stuff up, but there is truth behind it. It's called a KPI. Anybody in the chat, real quick, tell me what a KPI is. What is a KPI in your business? Tell me real fast. Sometimes a Monster Rehab will taste weird, and we throw those away. Sometimes they just don't, something wrong with them. Does anybody know what a KPI is? I ain't gonna wait too long. I'm gonna guess nobody knows. You probably do know. What's up, Window Cleaning Jacobs? Tell me what a KPI is. A KPI is a key performance indicator, all right? So you're like, well, duh, but the business world has all these little acronyms. So in your business, your washing business, what would be some KPIs that you would want to know at the end of the year, right? You'd want to know, a new term would know, end of the month. So if we want to, there's all the OGs chiming in. I know they know. If you want to make a good year, let's chop that up, all right? So they've kind of done it for us, and they've gave us these little Legos called months. Okay, cool. Well, there's a bigger Lego than that called a quarter, like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. There's 4 quarters, all right? So if we want to have a good year, we need to have some good quarters in that year. And we know in the wash season, you guys know that Q4 is probably going to suck. That's why a lot of guys pivot over to Christmas lights or something else, because we know that it's off season. And so yo, the old key performance indicators right there. We know we've got to shore up that Q4. So the years, we want to make a good year. That's the big goal, right? The big goal is a good life, a good career, ever how many years we're going to do this till we cash out, retire, sell the business, whatever. So let's go down to the year. Let's go down to the quarter. Let's go down. All right. Well, that's too big. Let's go down to the month. So we just ended a month. Last night at midnight, we ended a month. And today, the first thing I want to know, and I better have my numbers by about 11 o'clock, I'm going to be texting people, is, hey, what do we end at? What do we end at? What do we end at? I want to know my gross, okay? Like, you can't, the top line don't really mean anything. That's not what you get to take home. The top line, it's not, top line's for bragging, bottom line's for being real, right? So, but the thing is, you can't grow the bottom line if you don't grow the top line. So you can a little bit. You can cut corners and save, but that's never going to grow you past what that number is. So I want to know what my top line was. I want to know what my bottom line was. What did we actually clear and make a profit on? I want to know, for us, what our average order value was. I want to know how many total orders we had of equipment and e-commerce. I want to know how the different categories of products performed. I want to know what our ROI on marketing was. What did we spend? Where did we get the biggest return? Where's the marketing working the best at? 'Cause we got, you know, several different ways of marketing. I want to know, what do we got coming up as far as big projects? What did we spend last month in projects? How many pieces of equipment did we complete? That's a big KPI. We need to know how much did the guys build? Are they on track for their metrics? Was there anything in there that would have skewed that? Is there like a justification if they're off a little bit? What's the other big one? I just thought of it and forgot it as soon as I thought of it. Sucks to be old. It went in my brain and went right back out. But you got to know all these things. If you're not tracking it, you're never going to get where you want to go unless you know where you are. Like, you've got to track this stuff. And this is not the stuff that's sexy. I don't like it. Like, I'm not a nerd. I do not want to look at an Excel sheet. I do not care. But I have to make myself care, because these are the things that move your business forward. Going out and making washing, and that's where the money comes in at for you guys running a truck. And it's very easy. It's very straightforward. But if you're wanting to grow that thing to multi-trucks, or if you're doing big money, you've really got to start dialing in, like, where's the juice coming from? If I squeeze this way, what happens? If I poke over there, what happens? Like, what do we got to play with? What chess pieces are actually moving the needle on the board? That's something my old plant general manager at where I used to work at, he would always talk about moving the needle. Because at Walmart logistics, I mean, guys, this is like a 1.5 million square foot building, and the management team, there's 1,200 people working in there, and there's billions of dollars on the line coming through this building every year. And so they had so many KPIs. They had so many. We'd go into management. We had a big conference room. We'd go in there every morning, and we had this long ass dry erase board. And I do love me a dry erase board. I guess I get it from Walmart days. But they had every week broke down, and they would look at all these quality. That was what it was that I was thinking of a while ago. On our shipping department, I want to know what was our average days that it took to ship an item. You know, we want to be about 2 to 3 days in shipping time. Our policy allows us for 10 days. We try to hit under 10, but we really, for real, try to get it out the door in less than 3 days. Did we get that on most items? Or the, you know, stuff that's out of stock, we can't help. But, and then what was our error rate? Because we do make errors, but it can't be more than about 1% of our total shipping outbound volume. How many damages did we get? If we see a bunch of damages going through the roof on a certain category of product, right, I may want to spend more. I may want to investigate that and look at packaging. I could change the way we package something. I could get with the vendor and get them to change something a little different if it's something we're buying, and just sending back out. But you won't know that unless you're looking at your dashboard. It ain't no different sitting in this truck and looking at my gauge cluster right here, right? And I got RPMs, I got oil pressure, temp gauge, gas, transmission temp gauge, speed, and then a whole bunch of other crap that Ford thinks I need to know. That Lotus, it's real simple. It's a race car. It's RPMs, a temp gauge, and a speedometer. And then you can cycle to other crap. In the washing business, they ain't that many things. You're kind of lucky. There's only like about 5 things you need to know. But one of those I think that new guys they're not aware of is their close ratio and their average ticket value. And that's why I love Quote IQ so much. I'm gonna try to do a video with Mike today. Guys, I'm telling you something. Quote IQ is freaking amazing. I did this crap on a legal pad for years. 2004, I was in 11th grade of high school. I'd go wash on the weekends. In summer, the whole summer, I'd drive up to Noonan, Georgia almost every day, and I'd go pop a roof, you know, 5 or 6 of those a week, and come back home. 12th grade, same thing. We got married, like, I guess the year I got out of high school. We were married the next year, which was, yeah, that was good for us. It don't work out like that for a lot of people, but made tons of money and did it all on a legal pad. I didn't know. So when I would have been one of those guys saying, well, how much should I charge? I just kind of felt it in the ether, like, I think I should charge this. How do I know? Like, did I leave a lot of money on the table? Probably, but I did not know what my, first of all, I wasn't marketing, so I don't even know like I had a customer base really. But if I was doing it all correctly, I would know how many people I marketed to, you know, how many of those converted to a lead, what was my lead conversion rate to an actual customer. Once I got it to the customer level, it's a funnel. It comes down, there they're a customer. What was my close ratio with the customers? What was my average ticket value? And then, okay, you can say, well, I can wash with this truck. If I'm lean and mean and I'm just one truck, you know, me and a helper, I know I can do about X amount of jobs a year. That's within a span. So how can I make more money? Well, hell, I can't just double the workload unless I put another truck on the road, and that probably ain't that smart. You know, if I'm trying to figure this out, why would I just put another truck on the road? I ain't even got the first truck figured out. So that would be a KPI I'd want to know, is like, well, can I just increase my ticket value? And that could be something as simple as adding another service, oxidation removal, red clay staining, start doing upsells. I think we would be shocked to know how many new guys aren't even offering any upsells on the job, where they're not even offering specialty chem stuff. And it's like, dude, that's your bread and butter. That's like, you're profitable on just cleaning the house for sure. But what if you could get, let's say you're going to do 300 jobs. What if you could get another $75 on every one of those 300 jobs? It's literally like if you go and buy a new car and they want to upsell you on the horse shit they do, right? Do you want the ceramic pack? It's all, yeah, it is something, but it's like the red clay stain on the side of the customer's house. That's a legit thing. They want that off. So that could be a way you could up your number. And but you're not going to even know to look into that if you don't have a roadmap of where you're currently at. So last day of the month, first day of the new month is February. It's a leap year, so you got an extra day this month. But really, I encourage you, man, to dig in to these numbers, these metrics of what is it that's moving the needle. Because they would talk about all these things. I got sidetracked, but Walmart, man, they had so much crap. I'd be like, I was a little young guy. I was like, what the hell all that mean? Like, y'all got too many. Well, we've got to track this and this. And I mean, it's like 27 things. Like, okay, you know, like, I like just boiling it down and making it simple. We got to do a quality job, callbacks. I'd want to know that. Like, if you're on the truck, you'll pretty much know that because they're calling your ass. But if it's technicians, I want to know, like, do we have a lot of callbacks? Because that could be a training issue that we got to get new guys trained on something. Something ain't right? You get a bunch of callbacks. Anytime you see a jump on those metrics, those key numbers, what's your average order value? What's your close ratio? If you just know those two numbers, that'll be a game changer for your business. Those are like the two big ones. You really need to know what is your, if you're closing 100% of the jobs you bid, you're too cheap. If you're closing 90, 80% of the jobs you bid, you're probably a little bit too cheap at 80. So you want to bump your number up, right? The market's telling you something. You're almost too affordable. So you need to bump the number up and close a little less jobs. You're doing a little less work, but you're making way more money. That's kind of the name of the game. I think a lot of us are like, I know y'all are, because you're your average dude like me. Like, you just jump out there, like, give me I got one of my, I can't show it on YouTube Live. One dim. I got one dim. And we're just like, hey, point me in the direction and let's go charge. And we'll do it. And you'll make money that way. Like, just screaming Indian over the hill. You'll kill bad guys. You'll take prisoners. You'll make money. But that you need to sort of step back pretty soon and start looking at, okay, like, let's see, how could we structure this to where I can make more money? I'm just saying, don't willy-nilly it. Know your numbers. And it can take a lot of sitting down and looking at spreadsheets. Guys, you've probably seen this dude. It's Keith Kalfas. Keith Kalfas over on the lawn care side of the house. Keith's got a pretty big channel in lawn care. There's a bunch of lawn care guys that I follow that their business is real similar to ours. And I like to watch those channels because it's not pressure washing. And so they're not talking about the same exact thing we always talk about, but it's the same thing. So you can learn a lot by listening to somebody else talk about the same struggles in a different industry, I pick up a lot of stuff. I'm like, dang, they're dealing with the same thing. It's just in a different way. But he talks about, he does Finance Fridays, and he sits down all the time with his accountant and looks at all of his numbers. That's great. I don't know his business. I'm just saying a lot of that is actually done in Quote IQ. So for like $1 a day, the quoting feature is great. Like the quoting features, what the guts of it's made around is being able to quote remotely, and that's wonderful. But hell, I would just use it for all the other, it's just tracking everything. Like, you want to know what you did last month? Like, it's right there on the screen. You know, it's going to basically tell you everything that going into your QuickBooks for an hour and a half. If you guys are not in your bookkeeping, I'm not in there every day, but I know them numbers. I get reports every week, and I'm going to look at them reports, man. And I got to know, like, I got to know where we're at, because if we're going to do, we ended last year as a 8-figure company. We just barely got there, right? With 10 million. Okay. Well, I want to grow a certain amount this year. I want to hit, I want to add about 3 million to that. That's kind of ambitious. But I think we can do it. We've done it before a couple of times. We've grew by 2 point something to right around 3 a few years. So that means we'd be, 12, 13, something like that. I think that's doable. Well, that's $1 million a month, right? Like that's $1 million a month if you're gonna try to do 12, big boy. So there's either gonna have to be some months where it's over $1 million, or there's gonna have to be almost every month is right at it. Well, hell, you ain't gonna hit that if you don't know where you're at all the time. You sort of have to keep your finger on the pulse of your business all the time. We had a guy, I'll end with this because I got to go. We had a guy email, I guess he emailed Mike yesterday. It was a screenshot Mike sent yesterday, replied to one of the mass emails. We sent out lots of emails. And this man, listen, I don't know who all's still in the chat. I hope Reggie Bryce is still in the chat and Ben and the gang, because y'all, this is funny as piss. This man said, Terman, if you're still in here, sit down, because you're going to laugh and fall over and you might hurt yourself. This shit funny. He said, hey, should I start my marketing? I'm up in Pennsylvania. He said, should I start my marketing February the 15th, March the 1st, or March the 15th? Like, what are you talking about? Should I start my marketing? Should I start my marketing on this day, like a few days later, or this day? Like, hell, I don't know. Just start the marketing, dude. Just start the marketing. Like, well, you want to start your marketing on March the 19th at exactly 2:32 p.m. Like, what? You thinking so hard. You thinking too damn hard. See, he's conjured up a KPI that don't exist. Yeah, you want to tell you what, you start your marketing? You already started that shit. Like, don't cut it off. Just run it all the time. Whatever form of marketing you're doing, like, if it's bandits, just go put them out. But here's what his problem is. He's broke. He's broke. We know that. Look, we've been broke. I've been broke. Everybody in the chat been broke at one time. So the dude is so broke, it's forcing him to, like, I don't want to put any money behind the marketing a week before I should have, right? Because that's wasted money, and he doesn't know. The poor dude just don't know. That's not how that works. Like, that ain't how that works at all. It was kind of a really stupid question, but I feel bad for him because he don't know. But you see, that's how, like, we're over here talking about this, and this guy is over there. Like, he's so far over there, you read it and you're like, it don't even make no sense. There's another guy that we send email campaigns to. You guys probably get them. And look, if you don't need anything at the moment, just delete the email. It's just a massive. Emily gets them from Bath and Body Works. She don't call Bath and Body Works. Y'all keep emailing me. Like, they're gonna keep emailing you. You should be doing the same. You should take a page out of that book and be doing the same. You should be doing that to your customers, staying in front of your customers. Like, duh. So this dude is just, bro, he's butthurt. Like, he's out in Texas, and he always replies to the emails. And there's like, it's just a mass email, dude. Take me off of this list. Y'all keep blowing me up. We get these guys all the time. Like, dude, you can unsubscribe. It's right up there. It's saying you need to go click and unsubscribe. I unsubscribe from stuff all the time. I get my email address and I just unsubscribe from it. It's crazy. So I looked him up because he's like Looney Tune. Y'all, I'm gonna kill y'all. He's wild. So I looked him up last night, found his GMB, and it's like from a year ago. And he's standing on a roof out in Longview, Texas, this poor dude. And you have to just feel sorry for him because he's looking at it, something he just cleaned, and he flips the camera around. He's like, I'm telling you, hand to God, he says, I'll tell you what, y'all call me. I'm in Longview, but I'll drive anywhere in the state of Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana. If you need something washed, I'm your man. Just call me, free estimate. He just volunteered to drive over 1/8 of the country to give you an estimate for pressure washing. Like, maybe you should read the email that you're getting and learn how to level up your business so that you can just win. Like, we just want you to win. Like, if you're not about it, you can unsubscribe. I get it. You don't want to get your inbox blowed up. Just unsubscribe. It ain't no big deal. But at the same time, you're sitting over here broke to the point where you're willing to drive across the state of Texas to give a quote. I just really want this business to work, and I'm tired of living like I've been living, so I'm all in. I want this business to work. It's like, I don't think you're all in, because we're literally telling you how to win. It's like the guys in the chat here is 33 guys right now. Like, most of them dudes are gonna have a really good year. It ain't that hard. We're trying to give you the tools. I got this Super 8. I just took the skid off the truck yesterday. Bro, I'm tell you something. The little pump's a badass. The little pump. It's like, I'm out there blue gun. I'm like, where was this thing when I was back in the day on the truck every day? Like, Mike and Preston, they gonna be spoiled as piss. Run the wash truck with all this fancy, like, quote IQ. What? I mean, it ain't no sense. There's no real excuse anymore, because the tools on the back end tools, the quote IQ type things that help you, your email sequences, it makes it so easy. And then the hard tools that we make, it's like the things have just gotten so much better. Dude, this freaking Smart Blend, you can control your chems from over there. That was something that I thought of 15 years ago, because I got tired of walking back and forth the truck. And I was like, why don't I just have a remote control? Well, that took a long time. Yeah, I mean, in the Sweet 16, it's like, it ain't even, that thing it's a monster. It's like, the gear and the tech, what I'm saying is, in our phones, man, I got my other phone right here. I bought this is the newest iPhone. I just bought this because I needed a camera on it. That's my cat. See that? That's my baby. But like, dude, you can run your whole freaking company on a phone. It was 2004 when I started washing full time. But I mean, I've been doing it since I was little with Daddy. You think my dad had a phone? Daddy had no damn phone. We didn't have internet in Roanoke till like 2 years ago. What it seemed like. We're spoiled, really, in a way. So it's so easy to make a good go with this thing and be successful. I know, dude. Like, these guys, I was watching your video this morning, RPC video, and he said exactly what I say. Like, if you can't put the pump on the side to Easy Max, what you gonna do when you get out in the field? Like, homie, it's quick connect. These guys are they struggle, dude. Like, they call up the shop all the time, and I feel like they just want somebody to be their dad. Like, I ain't trying to be nobody's dad. Hell, I got kids. Just let it whoop them. So if you're blue collar, more like I am, you're not gonna have any problem with the out in the field work, but you may have a big problem on the back end side, and that's where you need to get something like Quote IQ. And what you need to do is know that about yourself and shore up that side of the business. Either hire somebody, get you a bookkeeper, whatever you need to do to get you a nerd, or get you Quote IQ. All right, one of them two. But if you're white collar-y kind of guy, and you know that you need to be honest with yourself and say, look, I don't see it right here. That's called a wrench. This is just a little wrench I keep in my glove box. If you ain't never touched one of these, okay, look here, did him open up like this? This here metric adjustable. Now I got a standard English adjustable in there. If you don't get that joke, if that joke went over your head, you're going to struggle in the field. You're going to have problems with the other side of the business. All right. So what I'm telling you is you ain't got no excuse, because there's easy, cheap tools out there that will take care of whichever side you're going to have the biggest problem in. Don't spend a bunch of money on the side of the house that you're already good at. Like, spend the money on the side of the house that you know damn well you suck at. You got to make sure that you're ready, because January's gone. That month, that opportunity is past. Today's February the 1st, and what you gonna do in February? Like, what's the game plan, man? What you gonna do? I know some of you guys are still snowed under and you can't do anything, but you better be getting ready. You can at least be getting all your back end stuff ready, your marketing, your signs. You can get all your. Are you active on social media? I hate Facebook. I ain't on none of them groups. I'll go on Facebook every once in a while just to go on one of the groups and tell them to piss off. I don't like them. I don't like nary the first damn Facebook pressure washing group. I don't care nothing about them. You go tell them I said to go to hell and the horse they rode in on. I don't care nothing about them. It's toxic. It's all negative. You could go in there and hold up a gold bar and they'd have something bad to say about it. So they can go to hell. I don't care about that. But if you, what I'm saying is, if you need to be on social media promoting your business, you can do that in February. You don't have to wait to go wash something. You need to be active, getting your presence out there in your local community. All our communities, like, dude, go join a welding Facebook group or an electrician's Facebook group. It won't matter if the good Lord himself wired up the box. They ain't gonna have nothing good to say about it. So it's not just our world, it's everybody. It's every world. Those groups, the technology lends itself to gun groups, same way. It lends itself to being very negative, skewed negative all the time. That's why I don't go over there. Could I have circle jerked with a bunch of Facebook groups with 30,000 people in them and made myself more accepted in the Facebook world? Yeah, but I don't care about that. Like, I don't care. I have a Facebook page for the company, but I'm not going to join the groups and sit around in there all day and talking on Facebook. Like, I got crap to do. And it does not involve, you think about how many hours a year you would just spend on Facebook. It's like, it's a tool, use it, but it ain't, a lot of it is just like something to do, and you're not really doing anything that moves the needle on any of those KPIs. Spending 50 hours, you spend an hour a week on the Facebook groups looking at other dudes' builds and shit. I'm talking about those groups. Okay, well, that's 50, 60 hours a year. That's a work week that you spent yang on a Facebook group about some shit that don't matter. It's like, I just throw the phone in the lake and be done with it and go to work. Like, okay, exactly, dude. It's a tool. Use it. I'm not saying don't use it, but I'm in all the groups. I don't give a damn. I don't care about that, because I'm going to go, if I even go to the conventions, I'm going to go and be begged to speak. They don't know why. They can't measure the floor right. These are the people that are telling me Southeast sucks. Well, I don't give a damn. What you think? I don't care. Like, you can't measure the floor, and you got off by a factor of 2. You were off by an exponent, but you telling me that we suck. I don't know what to tell you. These Humvees and Land Rovers are like bad as hell. Like, don't go spend a bunch of time on shit that's not going to move the needle, because if I talk to a bunch of guys that were doing what I'm doing, I have them tell me all the time, you need to be more active in the groups. You'll sell equipment in there, and man, y'all just don't never post in the groups. I know that. I know. It's like, it's a tactical move. I'm not in there. I don't care, because I know that yes, I could do that, but it wouldn't move the needle as much as other things I could do that would actually move the needle on a KPI. People think that I just don't want to be on Facebook. Well, I don't, but there's a reason I don't, because there's a KPI that I'm trying to, I got so many hours of coding, and I'm going to spend an hour or 2 or 20 of those hours. It's got to move one of those KPIs in the business, one of those key performance indicators. And jacking around on Facebook groups all day ain't going to do that. You know how I know? Because the guys that tell me that go to their little YouTube channels, and they ain't posted a video in 10 months. They have no traction. So that's their world. I'm gonna let them have that world. I don't want that world. It would take too much constant finesse to manage that. I don't want it. Like, now I've got a chemical group. We've got the chem group, and we've got our business page. But as far as just living on Facebook, You'll have a guy post in one of the groups. I'll let y'all go. You tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm right. Hey, I'm looking for some equipment. 6,600 people. I build equipment. I build equipment. I build equipment. What about this guy? This guy, this guy, this guy. It's like, there ain't even no point. There's no, I see the thread. I'm not posting a link to Southeast in there. Why? Because if anything, it looks like I'm begging for business. I ain't gonna sell you. I wouldn't sell you one. Not in this thread. Because it looks like, see, this Rolex don't run, Ferrari don't run around schlepping. See, there's a reason, because to me, the KPI of the brand value is worth more than the schlep of getting in there and trying to, you see what I'm saying? So work on the things this February, guys. I would encourage you to look back at January, see what happened, see what you did good, see what you did wrong. Go from there, take that data, and then take it to February. And look, today's the 1st. Let's get about it. I'm gonna end this video so y'all can go do something. I gotta drive, but y'all gonna do something today. Make some money. If you can't make any money today, make one of those KPIs. Move that needle on something. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace out.